Good morning, welcome back to WellPod X. This is Tony. When I woke up at 5 a.m. today, like I do every weekday morning, the first thing I did was grab my phone and check the market, and boom! Ethereum was down over 20% and Bitcoin is down nearly 7%. I guess you can already hear my happiness from my voice. No hesitation, no second guessing. The moment I saw that, I immediately deposited money into my Coinbase account and start buying. When you've been in this space for a while, you'll start to recognize moments like this for what they are. They truly are gifts. These kind of drops don't come very often, and when it does, you have to act fast. The last time we saw opportunity like this was on 5th of August last year. Ethereum was crashing, Bitcoin had a sharp correction, and people panicked. But what happened next? A month later, price recovered, and those who bought at the low were sitting on easy gains. Correction like this aren't reasons to panic. Right now, a lot of people are scared. They're dumping their holdings, convinced the market is collapsing. But this is exactly what separates the amateur from who can make money in the market. Every major rally in history started the same way, with fear. Back in 2018, Bitcoin crashed to 3K. People call it dead, but the one who bought, they rode it all the way to 60K. In March 2020, when COVID hit, Bitcoin fell to 3,600-ish in a day. Everyone was panicking, but those who bought saw one of the biggest bull run in history, with Bitcoin going all the way to nearly 70K. And when FTX collapsed in 2022, the market was wrecked. Everybody thought crypto is over. And yet, those who held strong and watched Bitcoin reclaim its all-time high. Today is one of those days, a day that 6 months, a year from now, you'll either look back and say, "Oh, thankfully I bought some," or "Why didn't I buy the dip?" I know which side I want to be on. In today's morning deep dive, let's talk about altcoins bloodbath. There's no other way to say it. If you're holding mostly altcoins, today has been brutal. Ethereum and many major altcoins are seeing double-digit losses. And if you're wondering why, it all comes down to one thing: tariffs. President Donald Trump has officially introduced a fresh wave of import tariffs, hitting major economic hard. These policies have spooked investors across all markets, from stocks to crypto, and whenever there is uncertainty, people pull money out of riskier assets first, meaning altcoins get hit the hardest. Ethereum is again leading the losses, down over 20%, with other layer 1s and high beta altcoins falling closely behind. This is not just a random sell-off, this is a direct reaction to macroeconomic uncertainty. Investors are reducing exposures and that's causing a cascading effect across the entire altcoin market. And here's the thing, this is exactly what happens in every major cycle. If you zoom out, Ethereum has seen crashes like this multiple times in the past. Every single time it has recovered and gone to new highs. And yes, the short-term pains is real. History suggests those who accumulate during time of fear often comes out ahead. Bitcoin dominance is now rising, sitting at 60% again, meaning capital is flowing out of altcoin and back into Bitcoin. Again, this is a pattern we've seen before. During moments of market stress, investors consolidate into Bitcoin, which is still viewed as the safest bet in the crypto space. So what next, you might ask? It all depends on how market digests the latest trade war headline. If uncertainty continues, it's very likely that we'll see more short-term volatility. But if history is any guide, these kind of shakeouts tend to create the best buying opportunities. Let's take a look at today's news. The traditional market are feeling the pain just as much as crypto. Nasdaq's future has been taking a nosedive following the announcement of new tariffs. Investors are worried that the trade war will escalate, leading to economic slowdown and reduced corporate profit. Since Trump officially took office again in January, his administration has doubled down on protectionist policy. The goal is to bring manufacturing back into the US, and in the short term, markets are reacting negatively to the uncertainty, especially tech stocks, which rely heavily on global supply chain, are among the worst hit. And the big question is whether this is just a knee-jerk reaction or the start of a prolonged downturn. The thing is, market, especially Wall Street, tend to overreact to political headlines, only to stabilize once the dust settles. And for now, risk-on assets, including crypto, are feeling the pressure. Second news, Bitcoin is proving once again despite being a hedge against inflation. It still reacts to macroeconomic uncertainty. After Trump's tariff announcement, Bitcoin briefly rallied as investors sought alternative to traditional market. But soon panic selling took over. Bitcoin followed the broader market down, easing its gains. It is obvious that Bitcoin is still maturing as an asset class. There is a growing belief that over time Bitcoin will behave more like digital gold, holding strong even during market turmoil. But right now it is still being caught between a risk-on asset and a hedge against economic instability. But we do know one thing for sure. Every single time Bitcoin has faced global uncertainty, it has come out stronger. Whether it was during the COVID crash in 2020, the banking crisis in 2023, last year's regulatory crackdown, Bitcoin has always found a way to rebound. The long-term thesis remains intact. And the third news, as the sell-off continues, Bitcoin's dominance surged to 60%, marking its highest level in months. This is a very significant signal that investors are retreating from altcoins back to Bitcoin, which is seen as a safer bet in times of market volatility. And if you've been around during these previous cycles, you know what usually happens next. Bitcoin stabilizes first, then altcoin follows. We do know in most downturns that Bitcoins usually reclaim dominance before going the next leg up. And right now, altcoins are facing some extreme pressure. Projects that's with real fundamental will come back stronger. And the question is, which one will survive? Well, that's it for today's news. I hope you have a nice week ahead. I have made my move and start increasing the amount I DCA. Have you? Stay invested and I'll see you tomorrow.